Hey everyone, welcome back to Stoic Bux. You're here because, let's face it, you can't stop thinking about that person. Either you're trying to attract someone new, or you're trying to reignite a relationship that has lost its spark. But here's the truth. Most people do it all wrong. They try too hard, wear their emotions on their sleeves, and end up pushing the person they want to stay away even more. Does that sound familiar? Chasing someone, doing everything you can to get their attention, or being too available, is a surefire way to become invisible in their eyes. This is because in the game of love, what draws someone closer isn't desperation. It's mastery of self-control, mystery, and independence. These are the very things that the ancient Stoics believed in and lived by, teaching us how to deal with suffering. Rise Life's chaos can also teach you how to easily bring someone into your life. Having a strong mindset is what draws people to you, not trickery or mind games. Stoic tactics aren't about putting on a show to impress someone. They're about living with such unwavering confidence and purpose that you become irresistible. Consider this. When you maintain your strength, unaffected by external influences, and remain centered and grounded in your identity, others can sense this strength and desire to be a part of your world. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. How to use these timeless Stoic principles to make them fall in love with you without losing yourself in the process. Click the like button below this video to show that you're ready to take action, stay true to yourself, and attract love the right way. Stop wasting time on shallow things like being hard to get or sending them too many messages. That's short-term thinking, and it screams insecurity. Instead, imagine walking through life with the quiet confidence of a Stoic, knowing your worth, being in charge of your emotions, and not letting anyone control your happiness. Consider how that affects your relationship with the person you want. They'll begin to question what sets you apart. Why aren't you pursuing them like everyone else? Why do you seem so calm and unaffected by their lack of attention? When you stop trying to convince someone to love you and instead focus on becoming the best version of yourself, something magical happens. They start noticing you. It's not about always being available. It's about becoming so captivating through your actions, attitude, and energy that they can't help but gravitate toward you. Before we begin, we have a brief task for you. Jot down the words that spring to mind for them tomorrow in the comment section below. This task is brief and engaging, and I look forward to seeing how many of you participate. Stay tuned, as today I will demonstrate effective Stoic strategies to not only draw their attention, but also convince them that you are a worthy partner. Let's begin. The first step is to demonstrate your Stoic independence. Nothing people stop and notice the amazing Stoic independence. What is this Stoic independence, you ask? Being alone or doing things alone is much more than that. Independence means being emotionally, mentally, and spiritually self-sufficient. It means knowing that your happiness, worth, and peace don't come from someone else. They come from within. You may be thinking, won't this push them further away? Won't they think I'm not interested and just move on? But trust me, that's the exact opposite of what happens when you stop clinging to someone and stop making them the center of your universe. Independence doesn't mean someone doesn't care about you. It means they're confident in themselves and don't need anyone else to be happy. That kind of energy naturally attracts people. Which is more appealing, whether it's someone who's incessantly pursuing texts and fretting over whether you like them, or someone who's flourishing, self-assured, and not yearning for their approval. It generates a powerful attraction. This is because people appreciate uniqueness. People are accustomed to others constantly pursuing them and seeking validation, but you stand out. You're not playing that game. Take a moment and imagine this scenario. You're trying to attract someone new. Everyone else is throwing themselves at them, trying to impress. always available, but not you. You're busy living your life, and when you do show up, it's on your terms. Maybe you're out with friends, hitting the gym, pursuing your hobbies and focusing on your career. You're not anxiously checking your phone every 5 minutes, and that lack of desperation makes them wonder about you. They start thinking, why aren't they chasing me like everyone else? When they notice something different about you, their curiosity transforms into attraction as someone important, or maybe you're dealing with someone who's become distant, someone you're already seeing, but they're starting to pull away. Most people freak out in these situations and double down on their efforts to get back together with the person. They smother others, but not you. You stand tall and proud of your independence. You push them back, giving yourself room to breathe. This sends a strong message. Even without your attention, I'll be happy, and they'll wonder if they've taken you for granted. Does this mean you should stop talking to them and avoid them? No, that's not what Stoic means. Independence is about finding a balance between being present and disappearing. You're still there, but on your own terms. This doesn't push them away. Instead, it draws them back to you because they see you as someone who is confident, self-sufficient, and not easily shaken. This might be challenging at first, especially if you're really into someone and want to make sure they know it. But here's the thing. Trying to prove your worth to someone all the time will only make them undervalue you. Independence doesn't mean not showing love. It means showing that your love and care are valuable by not giving them to just anyone and only when you choose to, not because you need their approval. This makes me think of a wonderful Stoic quote from Siena. It's not that we lack time, but rather that we squander it. When we chase, we waste our energy, time, and emotional bandwidth on people who should be rising up to meet us, not running away. Stop wasting time chasing someone who should be chasing you. How can you utilize this principle in your life, regardless of whether you're interacting with a new acquaintance or an old acquaintance? Fill your own cup first. Invest in yourself. Make your life so full that whether they're in it or not, you're thriving. Take up that hobby you've been putting off. Work harder on your career goals. Make your social circle stronger. No matter what you do for your health, make sure your life is full and important, with or without them. When you want to meet someone new, if someone is interested in you, don't stop what you're doing the moment they pay attention. If they see that you're not trying too hard, it sets you apart. If you're dealing with someone far away, give them space and let them see that you're fine without their constant attention. It creates a sense of respect and intrigue. But what if it feels hard? What if you're afraid they'll leave? Listen, I won't sugarcoat it. There's always a chance that pulling back will make someone walk away. But here's the harsh truth. If they leave because you're not chasing them, they weren't worth your time in the first place. You don't want someone who only stays because you're constantly begging for their attention. You want someone who cares enough to show up, try, and meet you. Stop wondering if they'll see you. Stop being afraid that your independence will make them want to be alone with you. If you want to draw someone, don't chase them. Stand in your power and show them what they miss without you. Marcus Aurelius once said that the quality of your thoughts determines how content you are. So change your thoughts and know that you're enough with or without them. Show them that you have a life outside of them, and trust that your independence is the key to bringing them closer, not further away. Now let's end with a quick affirmation to help you stay in this frame of mind. Close your eyes. Now take a deep breath and say, I am done chasing. When you're ready, leave that affirmation in the comments to let the universe know that you've finished chasing and are standing strong in your independence. That's where your true power lies. The second tip is to approach communication with a focus on simplicity. Let's talk about something that most people get wrong when they're trying to attract someone: communication. Non-stop texting, constant updates, and overemphasizing every little thought running through your head. It's exhausting, and honestly, it's doing you no favors. Folks, here's the cold, hard truth. Communication should never be about quantity. It should always be about quality. Adopting a less is more approach is beneficial. When you flood someone with constant texts, phone calls, and updates, you're not building a connection, you're overwhelming them, and even worse, you're signaling desperation. You're giving off the energy of someone who's anxious, someone who's waiting by the phone for their every word. And what does that do? It makes them feel suffocated. You want to make them fall in love with you, not push them away. Right, let me break this down. Less communication doesn't mean no communication. It means giving them just enough to keep them curious when you send a well-thought-out message, rather than bombarding them with every little thing. It makes them appreciate hearing from you. You become someone they want to talk to because you're not always available at their fingertips. Think of it this way. People value what's scarce. If you're constantly in their face, there's no sense of mystery. If you don't, intrigue them. They have no reason to be interested in you. However, if you communicate purposefully, rather than bombarding them with texts, it keeps them guessing. Why aren't they texting me more frequently? Why do I want to hear more from them? Curiosity builds attraction. Epicurus said it best. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we speak. This is also true when you talk to people, not being the biggest or most talked about, but meaning what you say or write. When you leave room for silence, you give them time to think, miss you, and want more of you. Silence can be very powerful if used strategically. For example, if you're trying to meet someone new, most people would try to keep the conversation going by sending text messages after text messages without pausing because they're afraid of losing interest. But you don't fear the silence. When you send a message, say something interesting or thoughtful and then let it breathe. Don't worry if they don't respond immediately, and avoid sending another message to fill the void. You let that silence work because you know your words made them think of you. Now, let's say you're in a relationship with someone who seems distant. Your first instinct may be to talk to them more and ask how they're doing, but distant people need space, not pressure. Instead, adopt a less is more approach. Send a thoughtful message. You should check in with them, but then you should give them space. Don't call or text them often. Show them you're not desperate for their attention and okay with the distance. Your confidence is more powerful than any number of texts. I know it can feel risky to pull back. You might be thinking, if I don't text them, they'll forget about me. Trust me, they won't. When you're not always available, you stand out and become the person they think about, as you're not always in their face. When they reach out, you respond thoughtfully and with purpose, not to fill the silence, but to actually connect. Let me illustrate this with a humorous example. You don't catch a fish by throwing 100 hooks into the water at once. You bait the line, throw it in, and wait. In the same way, you shouldn't flood the conversation with messages. Instead, send a message and wait for the person to come to you. Don't panic and throw more lines into the water. Trust that they'll bite when they're ready. Alternatively, consider yourself akin to a sleek and impressive luxury car. Now, imagine a luxury car ad. It's short, powerful, and leaves you wanting more. It's never an over-the-top, endless infomercial. You know why? Because the car speaks for itself. And so should you. Your value speaks for itself without you having to constantly prove it with words. So how do you apply this less is more philosophy to your life, whether you're talking to a new person or a long-distance partner? It comes down to self-control. When you feel the urge to send a message, ask yourself, is this necessary? Does this add value to the conversation? Am I just trying to fill a gap? If the message doesn't add value, please refrain from sending it. Don't say anything right away. Believe what you said before. If they don't answer right away, give them time. Reach out. When responding, always prioritize quality over quantity. Marcus Aurelius said that you control your mind, not what happens in the outside world. Realize this, and you'll find strength. Use this in communication. You can't control what they say or how quickly they say it, but you can control how you say it, and that's your strength. 3. Being emotionally stable. Seriously, being emotionally stable is the one thing that makes you more attractive immediately. People gravitate towards individuals who can withstand life's challenges without losing their composure. If you want someone to fall in love with you, they need to see that you can handle things without breaking down. Being emotionally stable not only makes you more reliable, but it also shows that you're confident, grounded, and not easily shaken by outside events. So what does it mean to be emotionally stable? Emotional stability does not imply the absence of emotions. That would be impossible and unrealistic, but rather it involves experiencing emotions without allowing them to dictate your actions. When things go wrong, you don't freak out and send a bunch of texts out of anxiety. You stay calm, collected, and thoughtful in your responses. In the beginning of getting to know someone, something could make you emotional. When someone doesn't immediately respond, abruptly cancels plans, or says something that truly bothers you, most people tend to react defensively or begin to overthink the situation, questioning its meaning. Are they losing interest? Should I say anything that reveals emotional instability, insecurity, and strains the relationship? But you're different. You take a deep breath, think about what's going on, and respond calmly. You don't overreact or let fear determine your next move. Your calm response shows them that you're not easily scared. It shows confidence, and since trust is magnetic, they'll be drawn to your emotional strength because it's a rare trait, especially in a world where everyone's emotions are often on full display for the wrong reasons. Now, let's change the situation. When things get tense in a relationship, maybe there's a disagreement or some emotional distance, the last thing you want to do is let your emotions take over the conversation. If you act without thinking, you'll make things worse. But if you act calmly and thoughtfully, you'll show them that you're more than just a partner when things are going well. You're someone they can count on even when things are going badly. Someone once said, "It's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it." This is what emotional stability is all about. There will be hard times in your life and in your relationships. How you deal with them is what gives you power. Do you allow your emotions to overwhelm you, or do you maintain composure? Let's look at some real-world ways that you can make your life more emotionally stable. First, you need to take charge of how you respond when you feel a wave of emotion, like anger, frustration, or fear. Give yourself a moment to think before you act. These brief moments can significantly distinguish between acting impulsively and acting intelligently. In this space, you regain control of your emotions and show that you can handle stress. For example, if you text a new person and they take longer than usual to reply, don't send a follow-up message right away asking if everything is okay or why they're not responding. That's your anxiety. Instead of talking, wait. Remind yourself that their late response doesn't say anything negative about you and go about your day. Your calm demeanor in that situation garners respect and intrigue as it demonstrates your resilience to minor setbacks, a powerful trait. Second, focus on solutions instead of problems. People who are emotionally stable don't think about what went wrong. Instead, they focus on how to fix it. For example, if you're in a relationship and you and your partner argue, instead of getting frustrated and blaming each other, ask yourself what you can do to make things better. What should we do next? This way of solving problems shows that you're emotionally mature and your partner will appreciate that you're not there to fight, but to make things better and grow stronger together. Another important part of emotional stability is not taking things personally. We get upset because we think someone's actions or words are an attack on us, but their behavior is usually their own. If someone is being distant or saying something hurtful, don't take it personally right away. Instead, try to understand where they're coming from. Doing this every day, whether you're attracting someone new or managing an existing relationship, takes practice. You won't always get it right, but the important thing is that you manage to stay calm, collected, and focused on finding a solution. You're cultivating emotional resilience, and individuals who can handle challenges without losing their composure are highly valued. Actually, it's not always straightforward to stay calm. Sometimes your feelings will be too much to handle, and staying calm will seem impossible. Remember that emotional stability doesn't mean hiding your feelings. It means recognizing them, but not letting them control you. Take a walk, leave the situation, or write down your thoughts. Do whatever it takes to clear your head before responding. Mark Antony said that you control your thoughts, not the outside world. Realize this, and you will find strength. Emotional stability is the ability to control your mind and keep outside forces from shaking your inner world. Close your eyes and say to yourself, "I am unshakable." Think about that affirmation for a moment. When the world tries to shake you, you'll stay grounded. When your emotions rise, you'll stay steady. You have the power, and emotional stability is the basis of attraction. When you're ready, leave that statement in the comments. I am unshakable. 4. Let the world know that you are strong, calm, and in charge. Keep yourself busy. Let's get one thing straight. An empty life doesn't attract anyone. If you just wait around for someone's attention, they'll get bored quickly. You can make someone fall in love with you by living a full and exciting life they want to join. It's about keeping your life busy, but not in a crazy or chaotic way. When your life is busy with meaningful activities, you're sending a clear message. You're already living your best life, so don't look for someone else to complete you. Trust me, confidence is contagious. People gravitate towards individuals who exhibit passion, drive, and involvement in their own lives. It shows that you're not just waiting for their attention. You're already living a life full of goals and experiences. If someone sees you always doing important things, like your job, your hobbies, or spending time with friends, they'll be interested. They'll start to wonder what makes their life fascinating and why they're always doing something fun. We call this curiosity, which attracts people effortlessly without any effort on your part. Being too available is not a beneficial thing to do when you're busy. Being available is not the same as being always available. If you're always available, it sends the wrong message. It lets the other person know that you have nothing else going on, which is a turn-off. But if you're busy and can't always drop everything for someone, they'll learn to respect your time. And guess what? They'll start to value it too. I also value it. Let me show you the way. Imagine you're trying to meet someone new. Do not text them constantly or be the first to respond. Tell them you're busy living your life and can't always help. These allow them to miss you, wonder what you're doing, and want to join your world. If you're already in a relationship and things aren't moving forward, follow the same rule. People in relationships often lose themselves and stop chasing their own goals and interests. Don't let that happen to you. Showing your growth and change will remind your partner why they liked you. They will desire to maintain a connection with someone who consistently progresses. But let's be clear, being busy doesn't mean doing meaningless things. It means doing activities that matter to you, like learning something new, working on your fitness, investing in your career, or just spending quality time with the people you care about. Your time should feel purposeful. If keeping your life busy feels hard, start small. Pick out 1 or 2 things that you really enjoy and dive into them. It could be a sport, an artistic hobby, or improving yourself. Make your life fun and satisfying with or without someone. People will be more interested in you if you focus on living your life rather than finding love. Marcus Aurelius said that the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. When you focus on building a life full of meaningful activities, your thoughts shift from trying to please others to pursuing your own goals, and that's the energy that people fall in love with. Close your eyes for a moment and say, "I live with purpose." Let that sink in. Create an exciting life that naturally attracts the right person. When you're ready, leave that affirmation in the comments. Number 5. Show the universe that you're committed to your personal development and leading a fulfilling life. Be there, but don't be needy. Okay, everyone, let's talk about finding the right mix. Being there without being needy. Mastering this fine line is important if you want someone to fall in love with you without feeling suffocated. Being present entails being present, engaged, and genuinely interested in the moment. But being clingy will only push them away. So how do you find this balance? It starts with realizing that your presence should enhance their life, not limit their freedom. When you're there, you listen carefully, respond thoughtfully, and show genuine interest, but you also respect their space, time, and independence. It's about being there when it matters, without overstepping or overwhelming them with your constant need to connect. Let me break it down with a real-life example. Imagine you've just met someone new and there's undeniable chemistry. Most people would jump in with constant texts, calls, and messages, trying to keep the conversation flowing 24/7. But not you. You show interest, you engage, but you also give them space to breathe, to miss you, to come to you. It's like being the calm in the storm. They see that you're genuinely interested, but you're not desperate for their attention. This balance makes you intriguing someone they want to invest time in because you're not overwhelming them. Now let's flip the script. Let's say you're already in a relationship, but lately things have felt a bit distant. Most people would instinctively double down on texting, making more calls, and demanding more attention. However, by being present without being clingy, you allow yourself the space to breathe and reconnect naturally. This approach not only preserves the relationship, but often reignites the spark, as it demonstrates maturity and self-respect. Seneca once said that the only way to be truly happy is to enjoy the moment without worrying about the future. This is excellent advice for keeping that balance. You can enjoy the present with each other without becoming dependent. It's crucial to relish the moments without becoming engrossed in them. Let's make it humorous so that everyone can relate. Imagine that you are a reliable Wi-Fi signal. You're strong and effective when they need you, but you're not constantly sending out signals that cause problems. You connect with them when it matters without using up all of their bandwidth. This way, they value your presence and appreciate the smooth connection you provide without feeling weighed down by it. Adding this to your life, whether you're looking for a new partner or keeping an old one alive, takes self-awareness and discipline. Begin by giving yourself healthy limits. Know when to participate and when to take a break. Try active listening. Show genuine interest in their thoughts and refrain from immediately filling in every void. When you make connections, prioritize quality over quantity. Reach out and make it count by having deep talks or thoughtful gestures. But let's be honest, it can be challenging sometimes. You might worry that stepping back will make them lose interest or that you're not showing enough. True connection depends on both people giving and receiving space and respect. If you feel like being too present, tell yourself why you're doing it. It's not about playing games. It's about building a healthy relationship where both people feel free and valued. Marcus Aurelius said it so well. What stops people from acting moves them to act, and what is in the way becomes the way. To maintain equilibrium, leverage the challenge to establish stronger and more enduring connections. Let's end with a strong statement. Close your eyes, take a deep breath and say, "I am present, not needy." Let that affirmation help you find the balance between being fully involved and not holding on. When you're ready, leave that affirmation in the comments. I am present, not needy. Let the world know that you've mastered the art of presence without needing to be there. Tell them you're here, involved, and value space and connection. This is the energy that attracts people to spend time with you. LY number 6. The online world. Let's face it, social media is a big part of modern relationships. Whether you're seeking a new partner or maintaining a relationship with someone who lives far away, your online behavior can significantly impact the outcome. Enter the world of social media mastery, where less is more, and every post, like, and comment sends a message. Here's how it works. Writing about every move you make is a common practice. Oversharing personal information or flooding someone's feed with attention is a big turn-off. Instead, you want to create a sense of mystery and intrigue that makes them want to know more about your life. When you master social media, you become selective, purposeful, and confident in what you share. Consider this. People inherently gravitate towards what they cannot fully perceive. If you're always putting everything out there, where's the excitement? However, when you strategically curate your posts, sharing just enough details to demonstrate a full life without revealing too much, it piques their curiosity and encourages them to check your profile. Not because you're staring them in the face, but because you're not. I'm not saying you shouldn't share or interact. It only matters how. If you want to attract someone new, don't like or comment on every post they make. Instead, share moments that show you're busy living your life, having fun, and working on your own growth. If you're too available on social media, it's like being too available in real life. It means you don't have enough boundaries and excitement. Keep your involvement to a minimum, but still important. If you're in a relationship, don't turn your feed into a highlight reel of it. It is commendable to share joyous occasions. However, refrain from concealing your personal circumstances. Sharing too much can make it seem like you're trying too successfully to prove your relationship to everyone else. Maintaining certain things between you fosters a sense of closeness and trust. Someone once said, "The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach." Use this to understand social media. It doesn't matter how much you post or how often people see you online. Your value is derived from the life you lead in reality. This is what will captivate others and compel them to join you in your world. If it's challenging to stop writing all the time, start with short posts. Sometimes, less often. Spend more time living in the present and less time recording every moment. The more real your experience is, the less you needed to record them. Put it live right now. Let's say one last thing to end this lesson. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say, "I post with purpose." After thinking about it, say it again in the comments. I post with purpose. Let the world know that you've mastered the art of social media. 7th, be selective, deliberate, and sure of your online appearance. Be real all the time. In a world filled with filters, highlight reels, and carefully crafted personas, the trait of authenticity remains timeless. Being genuine is a rare quality, and when you exhibit it, others will take notice. People will gravitate towards you not because you strive for perfection, but simply because you embody authenticity. Always being yourself, flaws and all, and letting that be enough is powerful. You don't have to put on a performance to impress someone. You're not pretending to be someone you're not to capture their interest. Rather, you're content with your identity and self-assurance, and I assure you, that's what makes you appealing. Being around real people makes people feel safe, because they know they can trust them as they see them. Don't guess or play games. Being genuine also means not trying to get approval from other people. You're not changing who you are to fit someone else's idea of what's cool or attractive. You're living your life the way you want to, and that independence will draw people in. They'll see that you're not trying to please everyone or get approval, and that makes you stand out. When you meet someone new, it can be tempting to say what you think they want to hear, or hold back parts of yourself that you think might not meet their expectations. But the right person will love you as you are. When you're authentic, you let others connect with the real you, not a version of yourself that you're trying to make them like. Those connections are deeper, stronger, and last a lot longer. If you're in a relationship, authenticity is just as important. Too many people lose themselves trying to become what they think their partner wants, but when you stay true to yourself, your partner will appreciate you more. Being real isn't always easy. It means letting people see you as you are and accepting that not everyone will like or agree with you. The beauty lies in the fact that those meant for you will enter your life, while those who aren't will eventually fade away. As Marcus Aurelius said, stop arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. In other words, stop worrying about how you should act to impress someone else. Just be yourself. Now let's end this lesson with a quick affirmation. I am real. Say it out loud, and when you're ready, drop your affirmation in the comments. Declare to the universe that you've given up on pretending and pursuing approval. Your authenticity is what makes you irresistible. To wrap up, remember that being real, being emotionally stable, and taking charge of your own life are the real keys to attraction. Now, here's what you need to do. Use what you've learned. Just add a confirmation in the comments. It's crucial to inform others when you've finished playing games and are prepared to take charge. If this video spoke to you, please click the like button and follow for more powerful insights. Share this with someone today who needs to hear it. Stay strong and true to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.